in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from Nanterre, France.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Off-Szn Hoops Off-Season preview. Today, we're going to be talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Now, jump right into it. Congratulations, San Antonio, on landing the number 1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama, out of France. 7'4", almost an 8-foot wingspan. Was the whatever league he was in, MVP, youngest player, rookie of the year basically, best blocker, best defender, a ton of fucking accolades in the EuroLeagues. As a teenager, professional league, doing what he's doing, probably the second best league in the world, to go out there and do what he's done and be what he's been. You just have to give your hats off to the kid and congratulate him for making it to such a storied franchise where you can have the mentorship of a man like Greg Popovich, who luckily is going to be around. He just landed a 5-year $80 million extension. So for Victor Wembanyama and their second round pick City Sissoko, they will be under the tutelage of great Greg Popovich, along with their many mentors in, like the picture we saw of Sean Elliott, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and Victor Wembanyama the day after he was drafted, or whatever, the day he was drafted. The Spurs have legends. For sure. No doubt about that. And, that offers a lot of leadership, hopefully, for the young guys over here in San Antonio. I'm sure the average age is fucking low as shit. Doug McDermott and Reggie Bullock definitely bringing that up now. But other than that, not a lot of old guys on this team. Oh, and I guess Devontae Graham. But you re-signed Tre Jones to a 2-year, $20 million contract. Beautiful. Love to see it. Wish it was longer. I really like his fit next to Victor Wembanyama, a high IQ, low turnover, high assist to turnover ratio type guy. He is gonna be, like his brother, a great set runner, a great, set initiator. And I really like Tre Jones' game. A guy I really also like is Julian Champagnie, who they also re-signed to a 4-year, $12 million deal. And they also re-signed Sandro Mamu to a 1-year, $2 million deal. These are solid additional re-signings. San Antonio is not trying to be competitive. So continuing to, add to their roster, or should I say, retain their roster, keep, a sense of sameness of for the young guys to have some familiarity in the locker room. Now, you also joined in the Boston, Washington, Memphis trade, making it a 4-teamer, with San Antonio trading away a 2025 second rounder to Dallas and receiving a Dallas 2030 first rounder and Reggie Bullock. You also joined in the Miami-Cleveland trade, making it a 3-teamer, with San Antonio trading away a 2027 second rounder to Miami and receiving a Miami 2026 second rounder and Lamar Stevens, who they waived, and Cedi Osman. And then you also traded a second rounder and cash for campaign. Now, to quickly sum up those trades, after going through them in detail, you traded away a bunch of bullshit and got back a late first and a late second, Cedi Osman, Reggie Bullock campaign. Simple. What this does for your lineup? A fucking lot. So when looking at the lineups, obviously, or hopefully at least, Greg Popovich's plan is to start all the young guys, with Tre Jones being your starting point guard, Devin Vassell, the young, up-and-comer himself, being your starting shooting guard, hopefully. And I haven't talked about him at all so far in this video, but him being your best scorer last year, your best defender probably last year next to Sohan. I fucking really enjoy watching Devin Vassell play and think that his game easily fits next to a Victor Wembanyama's, especially because of his off-ball capabilities. Now, you also have Keldon Johnson, who's there at this point. My opinion on Keldon Johnson has wildly been changed over the last 2.5 years. Defensively, he is what he is, but hopefully having the rest of the guys there, like Sohan, like Vassell, like Tre, like Wembanyama, you can kind of bolster those defensive holes. Now, like I said, you've got Sohan at the 4, and then Wembanyama at the 5, obviously. Now, there will be some lineups or some games too, where you have Wembanyama starting at the 4 and someone like Zach Collins or Khem Birch coming up at the 5. Realistically, this won't happen often, but it could happen against the more physical bigs, against the more, just stronger bigs like Steven Adams, like Joel Embiid, like Nikola Jokic, all guys who will big body you and post you up and run the rebounds, run the offensive rebound glass like no other. And I haven't seen Vic against guys like that specifically, and we haven't seen Vic against those guys specifically. So we'll just have to see. We will just have to see. But off the bench, like I said, those trades do a huge number for you, because now you don't have Devontae Graham being your backup point guard. You don't have Malachi Branham being your backup shooting guard. You don't have Doug McDermott being your backup small forward, and you don't have Mamu getting massive minutes. You have Cam Payne as your backup point guard, Reggie Bullock as your backup shooting guard, Chetty Osman as your backup small forward, Julian Champagnie as your backup power forward, and Zach Collins as your backup 5. That's a really solid fucking backup bench lineup. You have the potential for Cam Payne to hit a couple threes each game. Reggie Bullock hit a couple threes. Chetty will hit a couple threes, attack the basket a couple times. Julian Champagnie is good for basically anything on the court. And then Zach Collins is a really solid stretch big. And then now guys like Devontae Graham, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, Doug McDermott, Mamu, Birch, Khem Birch, Charles Bassey are all really just additional pieces to, a young, rebuilding, fun Spurs team. Hopefully, this rotation, this starting lineup will be what we see. I think that's the best opportunity for all of these 5 guys, who I believe are, maybe minus Keldon, but these 5 guys are your core, are your rebuilding core. And it's not going to be your team when you win a championship, but it is going to be your team most likely for the next couple of years. So Greg, I'm excited to see what you got for us, and Vic, all luck to you, and can't wait to see what you got. Peace.